Namaskar and welcome to Sports Bus with me Deepika, your daily window to sports news and updates from the country and the world. Let's begin with the headlines. Indian archer Jyothi Surekha Wenham clinches gold in the women's individual compound at the Asian Archery Championships. Jyoti scored India's first medal in the individual section of Asian Championships. First thumping victory for India under new coach Rahul Dravid and captain Rohit Sharma. India beats New Zealand by 5 wickets in the first match of the 3-match T20 International Home Series. PV Sindhu beats Spain's Clara Azurmendi to reach the women's singles quarterfinals of the 2021 Indonesia Masters Badminton Tournament. Spain's Kerpain Muguruza claims her first WTA Finals title, defeating Estonian Anett Kontaveit by 6-3, 7-5. Muguruza is the first Spaniard to win the WTA Finals singles title in the event's history. And starting with the first update, the Indian archer Jyothi Surekha Wenham has clinched the gold medal in women's individuals compound at the ongoing Asian Archery Championships. She defeated South Korea's Oh Yoo-yeon 146-45 in the final. Jyoti's gold is India's third medal in this edition of the Asian Championships and the country's first medal in the individual section. In another event, Abhishek Verma has won the silver medal in men's individual compound event. He fell to a 149-147 defeat against South Korea's Kim Jong-ho in the finals. Abhishek Verma started the match on the back foot, shooting a 9 with his second arrow, while the South Korean shot a perfect 30 to lead at the end of the first set. Though Kim Jong-ho slipped to 29 in the second set, the Indian failed to take advantage as he hit a 9 and trailed 59-58. The third and fourth sets saw both the archers relentlessly hitting 10s after 10s as both of them gathered a possible 60 out of 60 and kept the match balanced at a 119-118 lead for the South Korean. And earlier, the Indian compound archers Jyothi Surekha Wenham and Rishabh Yadav have combined to win the silver medal, yet another one in the mixed compound at the ongoing Asian Archery Championships. The duo fell to a hard-fought 154-155 loss to the pair from South Korea. The men's compound archery team of Abhishek Verma, Aman Saini and Rishabh had clinched the bronze medal. And from archery, let's take a look at what is happening in the world of cricket. India started their 3-match T20 International Home Series against New Zealand with a thumping victory. India defeated New Zealand by 5 wickets in the first match played in Jaipur on Wednesday. India achieved the target of 165 runs to win over the Kiwis for the loss of just 5 wickets with 2 balls to spare. For India, captain Rohit Sharma and Surika Yadav, often known as Kai, made an important contribution to the victory by batting brilliantly. Surika Yadav played a brilliant knock of 62 runs, while captain Rohit Sharma contributed 48 runs. Rishabh Pant played an important innings of 17, not out of 17 balls. Earlier, New Zealand scored 164 for 6. With this victory, India has also avenged the defeat against New Zealand in the T20 Cricket World Cup 2021. India have now taken a 1-0 lead in the ongoing 3-match T20 International Series. And after a scintillating performance, India is now all set for the second T20 international match that is to be played in Ranchi. Take a look at our next report to know more.
After registering an opening victory against the Kiwis, Rohit and company will now be up for the second T20 international in Ranchi. The new Team India looks even more confident now and is all set to face Team New Zealand with aiming for a consistent record. Both bowling and batting were perfect in the last match, and Rohit's captaincy made a thumping impact on the ground. On the other hand, Suryakumar Yadav's explosive style was also commendable, and Rishabh Pant too came out as a better finisher. Ravichandran Ashwin and Bhuvneshwar Kumar made full use of their experience. However, the match also brought few opportunities to learn for the team. Suryakumar Yadav in particular needs to understand that throwing wickets at the last minute can destroy the winning scenarios. Talking about Team New Zealand, Martin Guptill and Mark Chapman hit half-centuries in a brilliant way and took New Zealand to a good score. However, Trent Bolt's absence in the bowling took toll on the team. In the match to be played in Ranchi, Ish Sodhi can definitely be seen in the playing 11. Talking about the statistics, India and New Zealand have had 18 T20Is so far, in which both the teams have won 9 matches. New Zealand will be under pressure to save the series, with an aim to win their maiden T20I series for coach Rahul Dravid and captain Rohit Sharma this time. The T20I series will be double the thrill. Sports Desk, DD India.
Well, not just cricket and archery, we are getting good news from badminton as well, as India's PV Sindhu reached the women's singles quarterfinals of the 2021 Indonesia Masters Badminton Tournament, beating Spain's Clara in 3 games. Sindhu, the 26 years old and 2-time Olympic medalist and a world champion, lost the first game but powered back to win the next 2 to beat Clara by 17-21, 21-7, 21-12. in a 47-minute encounter in the BWF World Tour Super 750 event. And the pair of Dhruv Kapila along with Siki Reddy also bowed out of the Indonesia Masters after losing against Supak Chomko and Supisara Paivaramsam. And in men's singles, Lakshya Sen bowed out of the ongoing tournament after losing against Kento Momota by 13-21, 19-21. An easy victory for Momota here. And talking about football right now, according to Amnesty International, Qatar must do more to protect the rights of the migrant workers with the World Cup just a year away. A 48-page report by Amnesty Reality Check 2021 said practices such as withholding salaries and charging workers to change jobs was still rife in the country. Despite labour reforms in the year 2014, Qatar prepares to host the soccer tournament next year. The government of Qatar said that its labour system is still a work in progress, but denied that thousands of migrant workers in the 2022 World Cup host nation were being trapped and exploited. The 2022 Football World Cup is scheduled to begin on 21st of November next year and will feature 32 teams.
Amnesty just issued a report looking at the situation of migrant workers a year into this World Cup. And obviously, while we recognize that there have been some important legal progress that has been achieved with important piece of legislation being introduced, especially to reform aspect of the very problematic sponsorship system in place in the country. However, what we are seeing is that the implementation on the ground is not matching the laws, and then the enforcement remain very weak, leaving many of migrant workers still at the mercy of unscrupulous employers, still struggling to change jobs without securing the permission of their employer. Many continue to face wage theft. The access for justice is still very difficult for them. And obviously there is the issue of the unexplained deaths of hundreds of them, which continue to remain unexplained to date.
And that was the official statement. Well, moving on from here, Manchester United PLC's first quarter loss narrowed as the end of COVID-19 curbs in England that allowed fans to return to its Old Trafford Stadium at full capacity, offsetting a rise in salaries since the return of Cristiano Ronaldo in the month of August. The stadium, commonly known as the Theatre of Dreams, now able to welcome back tens of thousands of fans. Matchday revenues jumped to £18.8 million compared with £1.7 million a year ago. While the nature of the ongoing pandemic may result in UK government restrictions being reimposed in the future, the majority of such restrictions were lifted before the start of the 2021-22 season, with Old Trafford welcoming back fans at full capacity, the club said in a statement. And Barcelona's Brazilian defender Dani Alves received a rousing reception on Wednesday after being presented to supporters at the Nou Camp for the second time. The 38-year-old right-back, who wore an amber velvet suit, signed a contract until the end of the current campaign with club president Joan Laporta alongside him before addressing around 10,000 fans in the stadium. Alves played for Barca for the year 2018 till 2016, winning 6 La Liga titles, 3 Champions League crowns and 3 Club World Cups, among other major honours. But the club had to sell their biggest star Lionel Messi before the season because of financial difficulties and sit 9th in the league. Alves will wear the number 8 jersey in his second stint and said he wanted to pay tribute to 2 club greats who had the same number, Iniesta and Risto Stoichkov. Alves, who completed his medical this week, cannot play until January but will start training with his teammates this week. Despite playing a different role for Sao Paulo and the Brazil national team lately, Alves said he expected to play for Barcelona in his original position, which is the right back on the field.
For me, it is a great honor and a great pleasure to be able to wear the Barca shirt again. A long time ago, the president gave me the opportunity to live the most beautiful things I've lived as a footballer, and again, he gives me the opportunity to continue living the most beautiful things. I want to be able to bring a bit of joy, of hope to the team. I think that in recent times, the team has been burdened with negative things. It's time for that to change. To change things, you need to be very positive. Don't focus on the problem, but on the solution. That's our mission here, the club's mission, Xavi's mission and mine. We can only do that together. It's time for the Qs to come together.
Cosas negativas este equipo y
And Spain's Nations League semi-final win over Italy saw the emergence of the latest star to come through Barcelona's academy in 17-year-old midfielder Gavi. Up against the likes of Marco Verratti and Joachino, Gavi showed no signs of being overawed by the occasion, producing a confident debut to set up a final clash against Belgium or France. Spain's future looks bright with Gavi now joining club teammates Ansu Fati and Pedri on the international scene. Here we take a look at some of the next wonder kids across the European football who are set to join Gavi in emerging future. Take a look.
Juventus found themselves in a rather dark period in the mid-2000s due to the infamous Calciopoli scandal, which saw their league titles from 2005 and 2006 stripped off. The 2002 and 3 Scudetti winners would go on to win another league title under 2011-12, which coincided with the long-haired Italian walking through the gates of the newly built Juventus Stadium. Andrea Pirlo was deemed to be dispensable asset for AC Milan, which paved the way for his move to Juventus to play under Antonio Conte. The Italian instilled Pirlo at the heart of his midfield to build a juggernaut around the veteran and bring Juventus back to their glorious best. The old lady won a staggering 4 Serie A titles over the next 4 years with Pirlo in the side. Despite being in his 30s, the elegant midfield orchestrator was one of the best in the world in his position and proved to be one of the most monumental transfers in Juventus' modern history. Liverpool sent shockwaves across Europe when they announced signing of Virgil van Dijk from Southampton for a jaw-dropping £75 million fee in January 2018, making him the most expensive defender in football history. However, all the qualms over the fee paid for him were quickly laid to rest as Van Dijk proved to be one of the best signings made in the league's history. His impact was felt almost immediately as Van Dijk helped Liverpool reach the 2018 UEFA Champions League final, followed by another appearance in 2019, which they eventually won. In 2003, Barcelona brought in Ronaldinho for €30 million as his marquee player after some stunning displays at the 2002 FIFA World Cup and a brilliant campaign with Paris Saint-Germain. The Brazilian legend went on to bring immense success to the Catalans upon his arrival. Just a year after his move, Ronaldinho fired Barcelona to their first league title since the turn of the century, with the previous one coming in the 1998-99 campaign. Barcelona won a second successive La Liga in 2005-06 and went on to win the UCL as well, ending their 14-year wait for a European crown. Ronaldinho was also awarded the Ballon d'Or for his heroics. Sergio Aguero perhaps registered the greatest moment in Manchester City's history by scoring a last-minute winner that won them the Premier League title on goal difference in the 2011-12 season. He did in his debut season after joining from Atletico Madrid for £35 million. Despite City having signed a multitude of excellent players this past decade, Aguero is arguably their best. The Portuguese superstar became the most expensive player in the world when Real Madrid signed him from Manchester United back in 2009 for €94 million. However, judging by the immense success he has enjoyed during his 9-year spell in the Spanish capital, Ronaldo's move to Los Blancos was worth every single bit of that massive fee. Overall, Ronaldo left the Spanish capital with 4 Champions League crowns, 2 La Liga titles, 4 Ballon d'Or to his name, and became Real Madrid's highest ever scorer in their illustrious history. Sports Desk, DD India.
And in tennis, Spain's Muguruza claimed her first WTA Finals title on Wednesday, defeating Estonian Anett Kontaveit by 6-3, 7-5 in Guadalajara, Mexico. After trading breaks early in the match, the 6th seed chipped away at Kontaveit's defenses to convert on break points in the 7th game as the Estonian put up 4 double faults throughout the first set, got roughly half of her 4 serves and struggled with errors. Well, Kontaveit regained her composure in the second set, converting on break points in the 7th game, but could not retain the momentum as the 2-time Grand Slam winner refused to just give in, firing off a mighty forehand winner in the 10th game to level the score and keep the set going. Muguruza again broke Kontaveit's serve to clinch the affair, crumpling to the court with her hands over her face before greeting her opponent. It was Muguruza's 4th appearance at the season-ending finals and her first in the championship match. Her win gave Spain its first ever WTA Finals title. And world number 1 tennis player Novak Djokovic of Serbia has registered a 2nd consecutive victory in the ATP Finals. Djokovic defeated Andrei Rublev of Russia by 6-3, 6-2 in straight sets. And Norway's Casper Ruud fought hard to win against Britain's Cameron Norrie in the ATP Finals. Ruud defeated Norrie by 1-6, 6-3, 6-4 in a 3-setter match. Well, Red legend Roger Federer says he's unlikely to play Wimbledon next year and has confirmed he will miss the Australian Open as he recovers from the injury. The 20-time Grand Slam champion has not played since losing in the Wimbledon quarterfinals in July and having more knee injury. The Swiss, who's 40 years old, told Lee Martin that he does not expect to return to competition until the next summer. The 2022 Wimbledon Championships will begin from 27th of June, and Federer said he is determined to return to the top level and retire on his own terms. Well, Federer is tied with Rafael Nadal and Novak Djokovic on 20 titles in the race to be the most successful men's singles Grand Slam champion of all time, and Australian Open organisers would have been hoping to have all 3 at Melbourne Park for the 2022 event, which starts on 17th of January. Rafael Nadal, who's been struggling with a foot injury, has said he will be there, but Djokovic has declined to confirm his presence until Tennis Australia reveals the health protocols for the tournament. Extreme winter sports athletes took part in X Project 2.0 this month in the scenic, mountainous, Injurgent region of the Swiss Alps. The event sees skiers, snowboarders, kite surfers, sky gliding and athletes in wingsuits combined together to produce a breathtaking spectacle of winter sports as the pristine environment served as their playground. And before we close the bulletin, let's quickly take a recap of the top headlines of the hour. Indian archer Jyothi Surekha Wenham clinches gold in the women's individual compound at the Asian Archery Championships. Jyothi's gold is India's first medal in the individual section of Asian Championships. First thumping victory for India under new coach Rahul Dravid and captain Rohit Sharma. India beats New Zealand by 5 wickets in the match which is first of the 3-match T20 international series. PV Sindhu beats Spain's Clara to reach the women's singles quarterfinals of the 2021 Indonesia Masters Badminton Tournament. Spain's Muguruza claims her first WTA Finals title, defeating Estonian Anett Kontaveit by 6-3, 7-5. Muguruza is the first Spaniard to win the WTA Finals singles title in the event's history. Well, that's all for now, but news continues here on DD India, so keep watching and tracking. Namaskar.